It's just beautiful. I've decided to turn on, I've decided to try to record you as well, and we have a couple of cameras going, but to place you on Facebook for a little bit.
Yep.
So if you're ready, you could just introduce the next song and go right into it.
Ken, can you hold this for me for a second?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're enjoying the music of Mr. Leo Derderian, oud and vocalist, and he's live here at WNTN.
Hey hey, nedençe lanesindir yarime, yirmi yirmi. Nedençe lanesindir yarime, yirmi yirmi. Ne bansız büyüyorsamaya nasıl bağlanır gülüm. Ne bansız büyüyorsamaya nasıl bağlanır gülüm. Allah'ına gel, Allah'ına gel, akşa istir dolana gel. Şine nay nay, şine nay nay, Allah'ına doldur salanay. Hey hey, gül açtı, bahar oldu yarime, yar oldu. Gül açtı, bahar oldu yarime, yar oldu. Kanama yarın aşıklar bu işte, yar oldu. Kanama yarın aşıklar bu işte, yar oldu. Allah'ına gel, Allah'ına gel, akşta istir dolanı gel. Şine nay nay, şine nay nay, Allah kurtuldu nay nay.
That's great. That's really nice. So it was a...
Whoa. Let me get in position here. Wait a minute.
Yeah. This is such a special... why don't we take a minute to mention that Leo Derderian will be playing at an Armenian picnic, the 3rd annual Armenian picnic at the in Searsport, Maine, at the Searsport Shores Ocean Campground, where there'll be food, crafts, music, folk dancing, and that's all happening, wow, July 30th. It's a Sunday from 11 to 5, and Leo Derderian and friends will be there, and Leo will be joined by Bob Arzigian, who is an oud guitar player and percussion player, and he is very well known in the area, as well as Hagop Garabedian, who is a keyboardist who will be coming up from Rhode Island. Harry Bogosian is going to be in from California. He's going to be on doumbek and percussion, and they are playing at this Armenian picnic. We're going to ask Leo about that, but right now he's ready for another song.
Efas yakan kanan kanan çıtırları, kelaktarlan ahbürlere pingioli, şarve şaran san zukvaz uhtere, yarsel kanat yaylayları pingioli. Şarve şaran san zukvaz uhtere, yarsel kanat yaylayları pingioli. Antin yaris lışeresin garode, nazuk meçkin zovzamerin garode. Kakçırlazmin anuş olin garode, sevaçkero en yedikin pingioli. Kakçırlazmin anuş Шводи гадем, Сербачкером yerдeki bilgioli. Bolur velem, campanerin zanotçem, Pürlecerin, kedukarin zanotçem, Espantukte estederin zanotçem, Kuyrigasa volne campan bilgioli. Espantukte estederin zanotçem, Kuyrigasa volne campan
One of the most beautiful and popular songs in the Armenian repertoire, Binyoli. Can you tell us what's that all about? I never.
Is it's a springtime kanan ganan. It means springtime.
It does.
Yeah.
Again, it seems like a very sad song to me.
Yes, it's a mood piece.
It's a mood
piece.
piece.
It's not necessarily a dance number or anything like that.
No, right.
Yeah.
Now,
Sure.
are you going to be playing a variety of music at the Armenian
That's
picnic?
yes. We'll be playing, dance type tunes. Plus, we'll mix in a few listening pieces as well.
It'll be a full afternoon, and just so we could you tell me a little bit about the venue, which is pretty spectacular. A lot of us are used to going to festivals,
Yes.
church grounds, but this is at a beautiful campground that's right on the water.
And yes, it's right on the water. You're seeing the Atlantic Ocean. When you come to Searsport, you will go across a big long bridge,
Right.
and you'll see the docks where the ships are,
Yeah.
the boats and everything. And then you'll see off in the distance an island. You look across the water there, and you'll see an island maybe 3 or 4 or 5 miles out.
Is that right?
And then as you go inland a little bit further, maybe about 5 or 6 miles, you get the campground entrance, and from there, from the entrance to the beach is probably about 1.5 miles, maybe, not very far.
It sounds like a beautiful setting for a good old-fashioned picnic.
It is definitely a good setting,
Right.
for the standpoint of just the scenery up front.
Yeah, exactly.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
You're looking on the ocean.
Yeah.
You're right there.
I want to ask you more about that.
Of course, the food is unbelievable.
The food's unbelievable.
Just outstanding.
It's amazing to me that there are Armenians up there. I guess there are Greek people up there as well.
The
There's all.
closest Greek and Armenian communities, I think, are Portland.
Yep.
And then Salem, New Hampshire.
Salem, New Hampshire. Yeah.
That's what I understand.
And we have a church up in Bangor, Maine, but I do have a cousin that's up that way, up towards Rockland, and it's just such beautiful. The whole Maine coast is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
What a nice setting for a picnic, and we'll talk more about that. So now these songs that you're playing were songs that you had learned when you were, most of them go way back.
A long time ago, yeah.
They do, yeah.
This next one is called Kinedun. It's about a little bar room that this fellow, he goes to the bar to forget his troubles and stuff, and he's bouncing around in the bar, and he's talking about his girlfriend, naturally.
Of course, right.
It's called Kinedun.
Okay.
Yaşa gelen Kinedun, Dağır sorana halu, Orzu delebim yarim, Yarın sorsa baceri. Orzu delebim yarim, Yarın sorsa baceri. Niyedir gedeyesma, Aşkıs kocan amari, Ahmet esnava sume, Sonra içer mazeri. Gidesma, aşkıs kocan avarim, Ahmet stova sume, Sunayçır mazeri Ureklanum inşartok Hutu khonaf pohotsner Kine dune arçevi Darder sıhırnişe Kine dune arçevi Darder sıhırnişe Ardesiz gelene Aşk kız kocan bari Yankı saçma selamsızlığım Kine dancan bari Ardesiz gelene Aşk kız kocan bari Yankı saçma selamsızlığım Kine dancan bari Kine dancan bari Kine dancan bari
I love it. It's so beautiful. These songs. There's such a diversity in music, and have you been to? I have to ask. Have you been to Armenia?
Yes, I visited Armenia in 1994 actually, for a nuclear visit.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yes.
Did you know anything about your family background? By then, because now I know everyone's doing their genealogies, but back then we were just kind of.
I knew where my mother and father were born in Turkey.
Yeah.
My father's village was Horsana.
Horsana.
My mother's village was Gavraz. Those two names have been changed. Now they call Horsana, they call it Dikmencik. Changed the name. Also, Gavraz is called Kisi Gavraz for some reason.
Yeah, jeez.
They changed the names, kind of hide their crime, I guess, or whatever. Whatever they decide to do, they do it.
So was it your parents or grandparents that had come over?
My parents.
Your parents had immigrated?
Yes. All of my grandparents were not alive. They were part of the genocide.
I see. Do you know what brought them to this part of the world? Why Springfield, Massachusetts?
My father came in 1913, and actually I got his records from the
Ellis Island
records, and it spelled his name correctly, very precisely.
Really?
I could never find my mother's records. I think that she went through Detroit, because we had cousins in Detroit.
Yeah.
And I never found it.
Did they come over as children, I assume?
No, my father was I'd say about 17 or 18.
He was?
Something like that, yeah. He was a young man at the time with my uncle, Vahen, and me. And my uncle moved to New York later, but my father got a job at Chapman Valve Manufacturing. And he worked there for 42 years, 43 years.
Growing up, did you go to church?
Yes.
You did?
2 blocks away. How could you not?
How could you not go to church?
Yeah.
And it's Armenian Orthodox?
Armenian Apostolic.
Apostolic, right, okay.
Right.
Because I know our traditions are very similar. I went to a blessing of the grapes ceremony down at Camp Hayastan, and the ceremony was very much like what we do.
Right. Except in Greek, right?
Except in Greek. It's the same sort of thing,
Yeah.
The same,
Yeah, I grew up at the St. Gregory's Church.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
And of course, my teacher was not too far away, a couple of blocks away from where we was teaching Armenian.
That's so great.
Mr. Murgadichan. He was quite a disciplinarian, I must add.
Yeah. The good teachers
I couldn't touch the mandolin until I learned the verses and the endings of the verses.
Oh.
When you speak Armenian, you say, Mek gudek, we eat.
We eat.
Anonk guden. At the end of the phrase is guden instead of gudek. Gudem. Gudem is personal, gudek is someone else is eating.
Yeah. So you have to.
All those little endings to the verses I learned from him.
Right.
And carried it on into my later years. And then I ran into a fellow at the Voice of America, believe it or not. Dan Margarian's father was the head of the Armenian radio hour at Voice of America in Washington.
Really?
And he gave me a lot of training on the correct linguistic pronunciation of the Armenian language,
That's good.
which gives me some foundation, you know. And so
Right.
growing up and playing music,
Yeah.
it's extremely important to get the linguistics accurate.
That is important. And when I listen to your singing, your phrasing is perfect. The way that
Try
you're
to be.
expressing the language
That's
within
hard
the
to
song,
do,
it's
especially when you're
amazing.
playing, because it takes your attention away from your playing.
Yes.
You know, your focus is on
Right.
on the words and the music and so forth, and it takes hours and hours of practice to get that accurate
Yeah.
like that.
We do have some people that are watching on Facebook right now,
Okay.
and you see I'm switching my hands. I'm hoping that
Are you
the
gonna
sound
make
is
me
okay.
famous?
You're making me famous. We'll split the royalties. How
Okay.
about that? It's just really great. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, either on Facebook or on the air or over the internet, we have with us in the studio Mr. Leo Derderian, who was born in Massachusetts, and he had gone off. He served in the armed forces, had a wonderful career. He's an engineer and did a variety of different assignments, but kept his music and his tradition. And I think he's got another song ready for us. Go ahead.
Örnek arun gezbesirun, tudalarun zaki gez. Zaki kunkuş, patsvesuş, murmukananuş kunjiges. Pancer kagel, sirdestagel, binak togel, zulgertas. Ari ari, konjikasari, paransiari, zulgertas. Ari ari, konjikasari, paransiari, zulgertas. Örnek harun kesbesirun, tudalarun zabiges. Zari kunkuş, patsvesuş, murmukananuş konjiges. Panzer kagel, sirdestagel, binak togel, zulgertas. Ari ari, konjigesari, paransiari, zulgertas. Ari ari, konjigesari, paransiari,
It's just beautiful, wonderful. That is so nice. So tell us, Leo, you're married to
Yes.
your wife Mary. Now, how long has it been?
I'm going on 58 years almost. I think.
58
something.
years.
I might be wrong out by 1 year.
That's
or
so great.
She's going to take it out on me if I get the wrong.
Now, where did you folks meet?
Believe it or not, Camp Hayastan.
I believe it. I
I
believe
think
it.
she was about 16 and I was about 17. So,
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
word! In those years, huh?
yeah.
That's
it was
really-
at a picnic. I mean,
Yeah.
a picnic, you know.
Was Uri Hara?
And I think it was the Vospigan.
Oh, the Vospigan.
No, wait a minute. No, it was Carney Mkhitaryan's father.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, Carney's father was playing the clarinet, and I was just taken away from his music. I mean, the guy was unbelievable.
Yeah.
As Carney
Carnegie
was
is unbelievable.
later,
He's a good clarinetist.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love both of them so much. That,
Yeah.
you know, I had to do it. I had to get into music. I loved listening to him. I just loved everything about it. You know?
Yeah. Now, when you were growing up, was there a lot of dances and things,
Yes,
Armenian dances?
all over New England.
All over, right?
Within about an hour and a half, you could get to any dance just about in New England. You'd come to Boston, or Providence, or Whitensville, or Worcester. All of the we used to play basketball in Worcester. We teenagers we go to Worcester, you know.
Really?
Play basketball there with the Armenian kids from Providence and different places.
Yeah. Worcester has a huge Armenian community.
Very nicely done too. I mean, they had the Olympics. They did a fabulous job last year. It was wonderful.
So nowadays there are not so many dances. There are not so many. The clubs are kind of closed, and the kids really aren't
With
going.
COVID, it's like that, and
It's
not
tough.
only that, we're seeing what troubles me about the dancing is the kids they know some of the regular what I call tech bars, which is line dancing, right?
Right.
But they haven't learned the village dances as well.
I wonder why.
And that needs to be corrected. I've given my CDs to Apo Ashjan and Watertown and Nairi Karapetyan and Detroit. They're the dance instructors for these big dance groups.
Good.
Gave it to them.
It's important. I think
It's
that
important to retain some of that village custom.
Yeah.
It hurts me in my heart when I don't see the kids doing the Sepa Stasi bar, which is a Sepo
Right.
tune type dance, a special dance. Kocheri, Bijo, these things are part of our culture. We should not lose them.
We shouldn't, and they're not really hearing it necessarily at home, unfortunately. Like in the old days, you said you remember your parents singing.
Yes.
And so those early memories in our homes now, everyone's in headphones. Everyone's got their own tunes.
Right.
And it's the same thing's happening with the Greeks. I had gone to a club, not a club, but a restaurant that had some live music. And the music was incredible, and I got up to dance, and I saw all these young people that were just bopping up and down.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like what you see a toddler doing when they're hearing music, in their diapers,
Right. Yeah.
But they couldn't get the actual dance. That was their form of dance. And it really, I was
That hurts.
geez, what's
That hurts.
happened? It really hurts.
Yeah.
And so are you doing the right thing by playing the music
I'm
and
playing the
keeping...
music as best I can. I'm trying to communicate with the dance people. There must be some videos probably in Armenia, but those Armenian videos are what they learn in Yerevan.
Right.
They're city type product mostly. I don't think they're village product from the Turkish side of the border,
Yeah.
something like that.
Right.
Our parents were in Turkey, and they're growing up village type tunes and so forth. They did it differently.
Right.
That's what people don't understand when they come here.
Do they see that kind of music as being old-fashioned?
Yeah,
and,
I think they look down on it a little bit. They're saying, well, let's forget the past. So what are we doing?
Yeah.
Tearing our culture apart so we can say we're not interested, or what?
It's really terrible.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so great. Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
think it's a wonderful thing for kids
yeah.
to learn properly. And, when I say properly, not necessarily just in Yerevan, and they used to have these big dance festivals out
Right.
of Yerevan and other places.
Oh, yeah, sure.
There was competitions and so forth in the dance genre.
Right. Yeah, but those
I
are
don't know if they do that still. I'm not sure.
probably less frequently, and,
Probably.
it's
Yeah.
getting harder and harder.
Harder, especially with the war going on and different things happening over
Yeah.
there. It's very, very difficult.
None of us here are fighting assimilation. What we're saying is we want to hold on to tradition.
Absolutely
And
necessary.
so I always get asked, people are going to ask me later, I know, are you Armenian? They ask me. I'm Greek
Yeah.
on both sides,
Yes.
but I love the Armenian music, and a lot of the Greeks do, and we have shared traditions,
Absolutely.
both through religion and also through our music, and that we were living together. We were under that Turkish
Same
occupation.
thing, yeah.
So,
I think it's important to share our experiences, but to reach out and talk to each other civilly and work collegially. When I
Yeah.
say work collegially, we're all Americans.
right.
We're all citizens of this great country. we need to get over the animus and all of the stuff that's thrown around in the public square. We need to collegially talk to each other, calm down, and listen to each other carefully so that we can make progress and make this country a better country.
Words of wisdom from Leo Derderian, who is here live in our studio today, performing at WNTN on the Echoes of Kef-Time. Have you selected another song that we can? I know that we're really pressing you here, and plus you came in early, which I really appreciate. You know, it gave us time not to be so sweated with everything.
I don't know if I should do this one, but a very good friend of mine, she was a singer in our church, Anne Changelian. She convinced me to play this tune, and I've written it out here. I hope I can perform it properly. Knace bostonu delu, ore baban, knace bostonu delu, kdava bezdig jasharan, terkatera bir kurban, kdava bezdig jasharan, terkatera bir kurban. Meküfte, meküfte, buze küste, meküfte, babalon guze küfte, kologan şespasavor, babalon guze kılor, kologan şespasavor, meküfte guzem kılor, jolor tözar matsan, ay suzazı inşkentpan, jolor tözar matsan, ay suzazı inşkentpan, küfte, meküfte, babalon guze küfte, Meküfte, babalon guze küfte.
That was just beautiful. Thank you so much. I want to invite you back to the microphone, and I want to read to you some of the comments that we've been getting. That was absolutely beautiful. We've got some comments that have come in, and I understand we have a caller that's on the line too, so I'll wait till you can get your headphones on. But to read you a comment from Evmorphia Stratus, who says, the traditional dances I learned in the 1970s from my Armenian friends at the Sheridan Commander.
Yes.
And the many keys. Well said, Leo. Thank you. So you have Arthur Chingris, our friend Arthur Chingris is watching. Jim Bichikas is watching. Ginny Cavellis, Peter's wife, is watching us. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that are tuned in now online, and we want to tell them and let everyone know again that you will be performing with, it says Leo Derderian and Friends.
Right.
And this is going to be, I'm just going to take a picture of both flyers that I have. First, the main flyer, which is very colorful. It's very eye-catching. And it talks about the picnic that's at Seaport Shores. Searsport Shores, yes. Excuse me, in Searsport, Maine. There is a website there. It says makersguildmaine.org. It's free admission. And Leo Derderian will be performing. The picnic is from 11 to 5. And it's Leo Derderian and Friends. And joining Leo will be Bob Arzigian. Now, have you known Bob for some years?
Yes.
Good guy, very good guy, excellent musician.
Yep.
And Hagop Garabedian, who played at my sister's wedding.
Bob plays guitar, oud, and drum.
Amazing, amazing, it's so good. Hagop Garabedian, keyboard, great guy. Played at my sister's wedding.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
He did.
Yeah.
Who was?
Believe it or not, he reads the lyrics in Armenian.
Does he really? I believe it.
In Armenian. How many people read them in Armenian? You know?
He's a great entertainer. I've seen him light up a room.
Yep.
And Harry Bogosian from all the way from California.
Used to be in the Belazikjan band.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Okay, so
Fabulous Udis from California. This John Belazikjan. He did some things on the oud that nobody does.
He came this way. He's amazing.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking to Sudan Baronyan from New York.
Right.
And Sudan used to play clarinet,
Yes.
and Haig Manoukian,
Oh.
Peruz Manoukian's brother,
Yeah.
used to play with him oud in a jazz mode. And they did some unbelievable work in the jazz area. They used to go to Europe and tour Europe.
Is that right?
Oh my God, the stuff they did with that oud and clarinet was incredible.
So
Just incredible.
this is one of the things that makes Armenian music so much more interesting than Greek music in some regards, because of the solo, because that there is
Improvisation.
Thank
yes,
you. Well,
yes.
where's that coffee? it's time to rescue. I need a rescue drink here. Yeah, improvisation. It's interesting. It's the taksims. Any break from that goes off is so much more interesting to me in Armenian music. There's a feel for it. And there's a lot of great Armenian musicians that play jazz, like Aradinsyan, for example.
Yes. He gets people from the New York area that went to that famous New York facility that teaches. I can't remember
Sure,
the name.
Juilliard School.
Juilliard School.
Yeah.
And he was playing with a Turkish clarinet player one day, and he was playing the songs so fast. I'm looking at this clarinet player and wondering, how is he reading these notes so fast and so accurately?
Turkish coffee.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
We'd say
believe it.
Greek coffee.
It's just phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
I love them. I want to adopt them. You know who I want to adopt though? Steve Bospikian Jr.
Oh
I
yeah.
write to his father and I said, "You're giving that kid up for me. I'm going to adopt him for my family. I want him as my son."
Wow, the Vospikians. They've amazing.
Just amazing family, amazing, wonderful people, and so generous.
Yeah.
I just love them all.
It's amazing how many years they've been going in music, how many records. Let's talk about records, Leo, because you have produced a number of records you're re-releasing on CD.
Correct.
Plus you have some new CDs, so you have a whole variety of music, right?
The music that was not brought into CD was on LP records,
Right.
the early ones. Those, like, for example, Armenian Strings,
Right.
Journey to the Middle East, My Old Armenia with Onnik on there. These we made into CDs.
Right.
We haven't made the first two, Armenian Strings and Journey,
Right.
are still in process. We're waiting for those.
Oh, okay.
So my intent is to bring those together and complete this whole work and stop, bouncing around.
So where can people get these CDs? Where do you have
CDs
them?
can be bought either from ArmenianVendor.com.
Oh, they're out there. Good. I was
Yeah.
going to suggest that.
Yes.
They're good.
Baykar Dervishian.
Yep.
Or they can be bought at CD Baby, or you can write to me directly at my home in Norwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a question from the audience, and you can choose to tell a joke if you don't want to answer. But how old are you, Leo?
82.
You're really 82.
Yeah, I'm going to be 83 September 15th, this coming September 15th.
What is it with you guys?
I don't know.
You have longevity.
My wife keeps me alive with her cooking,
Yeah.
and she's the most wonderful chef.
Is she?
Oh, she's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
The lady that I know that may be better than her passed away recently in Philadelphia. Ashik Kazanjan ran the Middle Eastern store in Philadelphia, and her cooking of the kufta. Porov kufta means the stomach is filled, the inside is stuffed with
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's what it means.
And that's what it means. And everyone in Philly was going crazy because the lady passed away. She had a heart attack in the middle of driving.
And all her
One
cooking
day.
and secrets went with her.
Oh, yes.
That
Her
happens.
boy, Ara Kazanjan, I call him all the time because I'm in real contact with him because he loves music so much.
Right.
He's just a kid that just loves music. He doesn't play it.
He doesn't play, but he loves
he
it.
plays it on his, his player, but he
Like
doesn't-
me, I'm one. I'm a guy. I'm the one who
he
loves.
doesn't play the instrument,
Yeah, yeah.
but he knows more about it than almost any born over here Armenian, as far as the authors of it and the history of it and where it came from, what village here and there, everywhere.
Knows all about it.
I
huh?
mean, if you want to find out what is the right words in the music, Ara Kazanjan's the guy to go to.
Now,
like that.
you had mentioned another name before we went on the air. You mentioned Peter Kavelis.
Peter was a dear, dear friend, and this oud right here in front of me,
Can you hold it up for the
Yeah,
camera
sure.
here? This is
this is a
great.
Caribbean.
Is it?
Now, he repaired this oud.
He did. That's
Look at it. I mean, it's perfect.
It's absolutely beautiful.
There's a little slight crack there. Chris tells me, don't touch it. It ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
But this oud was sitting on the console with the bowl side down
Oh.
while we were recording in my studio,
Yes.
and it rolled off the bench
Oh no.
and hit the floor, and this whole plate, the face plate came completely clean off the bowl.
Oh no. You must have had a heart
And
attack.
Peter
Yeah.
fixed it for me, and when he gave it back to me, the sound that came out of this instrument was 10 times better than when it went in.
Yeah. Is that right?
I mean, it was just incredible. What I believe happened, he put a very good layer of support where this face meets the bowl,
Yeah.
and that's critical to the vibration acoustics of the instrument. If you don't do that correctly, you dampen the face,
Right.
and it sounds like not good.
There are people who the masters that can hear a Kavelis.
You hear the difference.
We have a call coming in.
Go
Should
ahead.
we maybe take
Sure,
this? Let's
sure.
see what's happening here. Hello, you're on the Echoes of Kef-Time.
Hey, good afternoon. Glad you missed my call. Bill, my call. Station people who want to work. Peter Camellis, God bless that man. He was an honest, special way.
Yep.
Grew up in Fitchburg, Greektown, Massachusetts. God bless.
Did you really? Yeah, yeah.
God bless. North Shelton.
Yeah.
Wonderful man. How to go, but he was an honest.
Wasn't he?
He made us laugh.
He did.
He certainly did.
I mean, I could go in there for hours and hours and talk to Peter and come out of there whole again. I miss him so much. It's like having a brother and losing him. Really, it hurt me.
Yeah.
Going to the store is like going to a museum. I mean,
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible?
but you go in the program here, give you that comment, God bless.
Yep.
Thank,
Fitchburg, Massachusetts, Greektown.
Totally in agreement,
Thank you.
man. Yes, sir.
thank you so much.
And the Armenians all live in Greektown also.
They did. That's true. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Have a good day. How about that? You know, someone who
Beautiful.
remembers someone else. A lot of people remember Peter Kavelis.
I go to the Greek restaurants for the egg lemon soup.
Do you really?
That's it. I
That's
love that
it.
egg
Yeah.
lemon soup, man.
It's good for the soul.
Delicious.
Yeah. We used to say when we were kids it'll put hair on your chest. I don't think that's true. You never know. So Leo, we were talking that you had a recording studio. Did you record
Yes.
other artists, or was this for your own work when you
Well,
were?
we record other artists as well. Vahe Magarian was in with a American group,
Yeah.
that did jazz music and stuff like that.
Right.
And we recorded his group separately
Yeah.
at the studio. And then there was a lady that was Jewish, actually. She came in with her group. She had I guess it's a small, like almost like a canon, but it was
Oh.
strings.
Interesting.
And she sang,
Yeah.
and we played a few Jewish weddings.
Really?
Vahe Magarian,
Yeah.
Dan they call him,
Right.
Magarian, myself, and she had a guitar player, and her instrument And we would play these Jewish weddings in Washington from once in a while.
You know, I think
It was just fun to do.
Leo, you have a natural talent, I have to say, because I think I told you that I studied music as well. When I studied music and I could perform, but I couldn't do what you just did before we started the program. I was playing a song and you were playing along, and you were right in there, and I could never do that as when I was playing. So I realized I wasn't a
It's
musician.
hard to do if they're in a different key.
Yeah, that's true too.
You can't do that.
You got to
very
have the
easily.
ear,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, you're playing at this picnic in Searsport, Maine, but there is another orchestra that's going to be playing as well.
Yes.
And they're playing music from the from Baltic to the Black Sea.
Correct.
So they're bringing in Balkan.
Polish, Moldavan.
Oh, look at that.
What was there was several.
There were several that they list, yeah, that they do, and
Do you remember what the list said? There was about four or five different
Yeah.
ethnicities.
ethnicities. They're on my phone, but I'm recording you now, so it's sort of like walking and chewing
okay,
gum or
that's
whistling
okay.
or something
We'll
at the
forgive
same
you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. But there is diversity,
yeah.
you know, which is nice because at a lot of folk dance shows now that they do this.
Yes.
They bring in other traditions, and that's really important. So.
Yep.
We'll just throw it out there one more time that Searsport, Maine is, look it up in Google Maps. I did this morning, and it's a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
And there is a campground there, that's beautiful, right at Searsport Shores, the Searsport Shore Ocean Campground, and that's where the Armenian picnic will take place. We posted something on the, there's flyers now that are circulating, so we just want to get the word out there.
One
Yes,
more thing, Meleti.
please.
We're going to be performing at the Anchor and Ale restaurant in Cape Cod, in Falmouth, on July 5th.
There you have it. So
July 5th.
July 5th, you have a date where you...
Three of us, myself, Agop Garabedian, and Harry Bogosian.
Oh, nice.
I got together.
Nice.
It's a smaller restaurant. I think it holds about maybe between 60 and 80 people. It's not very big, but it's a nice little place that people go to, and we decided let's do some rehearsing before we go up to Maine.
Right.
It's a chance for us to get and help the owner out, who's an Armenian, whose father used to come out with a bottle of Turshi every time we went in there for dinner.
Now, there you go. That's
So
hospitality.
that did it.
That did it. Well, there you have it, folks. Leo, I want to thank you because coming up at the top of the hour, we're going to get interrupted with the station ID and the Italian program. Is there anything that I forgot to ask you?
Not that I can think of. I mean, we went over the Searsport thing and the restaurant thing. My background is, we talked about that. My career in Army, Navy, federal government, 43 years, you know.
You had, like most musicians, you had other work.
Department of Energy.
Department of Energy. Was that a little flame in the middle of it?
Yeah, I was in
That's
fire
interesting.
protection at the time.
We need
A
that.
reactor down in Alabama, Browns Ferry.
Yeah.
We went to Browns Ferry and we did a lot of work there and fixed the fire protection systems of 13 nuclear plants in the process. Seven or eight of them were on my team.
No
And
kidding.
we went and did that throughout the country, and I'm very proud of that work.
It's very interesting, you know, and so very happy that you were able to come in today. I want to thank you again. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor to have Mr. Leo Derderian in the studio. Take advantage now while he is putting and re-releasing some of his older material. Take advantage and pick that up. Try to get down to the Cape